Hi there, all my parents. I wanted to do a mathematics word problems tutorial for you just so that you will know how to do your practicing at home with the homework. And I'm going to explain how we do it in class, and then you can choose whether you want to follow this method or whether you've got a better method at home. Right, let's look at how do we do our word problems in class and what will you need at home. I went and bought them those tens frame like egg holders at the plastic store at Checkers. And then they will need a whiteboard and a Koki and a cloth. They can use paper as well if they don't have a whiteboard at home. And that's the things that they will need. And now I'm going to look at our first example of a word problem, just like we would do it in class. There's our first story. And I shall go through the whole story with them, and I shall elaborate a little bit on it just to make it a little bit more interesting for them. I should say, there are 8 flowers in the garden, and Mom's really looking after her flowers and she loves them. And then all of a sudden she saw that 2 were ready to be picked. And Mom went out and she picked 2 of the 8 flowers. Now we must find out how many flowers were left in the garden. Now, step 1 will be that they put the 8 counters in their tens frame. And this is how it will look in their tens frame. They will have the top row of 5 complete, so they know by now that a full row at the top means 5 without even counting it. And then they will get to know the picture. They will get to memorize it. Most of them can do it already, where they see the full row and 3 at the bottom, and then they know that it's 8. So obviously that's how their tens frame will look. They will have their 5 counters in at the top and their 3 at the bottom, which will then give you your 8. Then step 2. They will write the number symbol 8 on their whiteboards, and they will draw the dots just as they see it in their tens frame. It's very important that the dots must be exactly the same as the picture that they saw in their tens frame. And this is how it will look. It will be the 5 row at the top and then the 3 at the bottom with the number symbol 8 over there. Then step 3. Now you go back to the story and you tell them what happened in the story again. Did Mom get more or did she pick some? And then they'll quickly tell you that Mom picked some. And how many did she pick? She picked 2. And then you will lead them to take 2 counters out of their tens frame because we are taking away. And there we go. They would have taken the counters out and now they only have 6 left in their tens frame. Step 4 is that they draw a line through 2 of the dots on their whiteboards, because that's how we take away in class. I normally do a whole lesson with them where I'll tell them that we can't tear anything off the whiteboard and I can't tear anything off the board in front, and we've got to come up with a plan. And together we came up with a plan of just ruling a line through some of the dots, and that's how we're going to take away. Some of you might have other interesting ways as well. So now we're going to draw a line through 2 of our dots, and that is how their whiteboard will look. Now we've taken away the 2 that Mum picked. And now step 5 will be that they're going to count how many counters are left in their tens frame, as well as the remaining dots on their whiteboards. That's very important. They count both sets. They see if they're the same. So they count their tens frame, see how many are left, and then straight after that they're going to count how many dots or circles are left on their whiteboards as well. And then obviously the number or the answer will be 6. That's how their whiteboard will look. Their original 8, and there they've taken 2 away, and then they write the answer at the bottom, which will be their 6. I just want to stress that there are many ways to do word problems. I by all means don't want to put the children in a box that they have to do it this way. This is just one of many methods. The kids can come up with their own method if they can. They can draw it the way they want. This is just one of the methods to make it easier with them while we're using the tens frame. When we're using the tens frame method, I would like them to do these circles like that, as it represents the tens frame that they have in front of them. But by all means, there are way more methods, and the children can think and they have room to think out of the box as well. So I want to stress that I don't enforce any method onto them. If you know an easier method at home and you see that it works with them, by all means, they can follow that. And right, that's my video on word problems with tens frames. On this one, we used Linus Minus, which we haven't done the minus and plus signs yet, so they don't include a sum yet. We will probably soon start with that. And that's it from me for today. Bye bye.